Letter 83, your audience of one. God birthed everything, person, being, creature, and planet. Every single thing that birthed every other thing that birthed every single thing, and so on ad infinitum. Infinite Creator, God, gave a part of themselves to birth and become every single thing. Each organism is coded with a channel of communication through which God experiences everything all the time. You cannot have a single thought that God does not know. You are each coded with a communication channel. Your heart and your mind are both connected to God all the time. There is no privacy, that's true. But also, there are no secrets. God is your creator and you are not lost to them. Infinite Creator is always with you. To simply call on God and start a conversation is absolutely possible at any moment. God will respond to you in whatever way you are inclined to hear. You need not have any special giftedness, for God has a direct channel, the soul channel, to speak to your heart and your mind. Express emotions while talking to God and you will feel the great comforter or the great equalizer. God can literally give you feelings that you didn't consciously choose, because that's how closely you are connected. It goes both ways. When you have a feeling, God experiences that feeling too. So please be kinder to yourselves, because each self-defeating word is shared by God. As you speak to yourself, you speak to God. As you speak to others, you speak to God. What will you feel, give, say, or do today? Whatever you choose, it will be shared by God. What is your gift to yourself, to others? It all, every single bit of your choices, goes back to God. You have an audience of one all the time. Why don't you have a pleasant conversation with yourself? You are literally speaking to God all the time. What do you want to say or ask? God knows everything all the time. Ask anything. Go ahead. Don't be shy. You have God's attention no matter what you do. So why not be intentional about your feelings? Choose your words for impact. Have a conversation with God at any moment you please. Just not too loud, or the neighbors will talk about you in that funny way. I know everything, all the time. Ask me anything. God has a wonderful and playful sense of humor. Whatever style your personality, God knows what you know, so they get every inside joke you've ever known. But God also knows the soul who told it to you, and the soul before that, going back the 120,000 people who ever heard or uttered that joke. Or 120,000 years ago. God was there then too, maybe with you on one of your other lives. So yes, God knows all of you, as you were in all your lives and all your nows. Do you think God won't enjoy your type of music? Give God a chance to hear it with you. Talk about why you love it. After all, God was with the person who wrote it. God was inside and with every person who worked on that song in every way. If you want to know a thing about that song, feel free to ask. You may just receive an answer you can notice. Listen to the lyrics. Maybe some words will glow sonically. It happens. All the time. God knows every lyric of every song ever made. God was with the writer when the song was written. Which song? All of them. What does God sound like? Like your own thoughts. Just like that. It is your thoughts, not any different at all. Talk to yourself, and half those thoughts might be God responding. Have you ever listened to yourself? Maybe God's words appear as your thoughts. Listen to your thoughts sometime. Are you stuffing food in your face or enjoying a meal? God is having that experience with you. Do you rush through the day or take time for relaxation? How much joy is in your life? How much laughter, comfort, love, or tears? Whatever you experience, God goes with you. There is never not one thing that God does not know about you. Hold up, wait. Are you panicking yet? No worries. God does not judge, ever. If you pick your nose and wipe it on the furniture, God has been with every single person who ever picked their nose and wiped it on the furniture. So don't be embarrassed. Enjoy the joke. God is your greatest ally. God is your friend, mentor, comforter, and advisor. And all those prayers you send to God, they are heard. There's a lot of cosmic law that gets in the way of answering each prayer. For instance, some pray for sunshine while others pray for rain. Some will get what they want today, others will get their wish tomorrow. Are you blessing people or just always asking for things? Sometimes a simple blessing can really get God's attention because you leave the details up to them. I say they and them because God is literally all things to all people. When you insult anyone for their culture, gender, or caste, then you insult God too. For God is that one, the other one, and those ones over there too. God is everyone all the time. As you treat others, so you treat God. It's that simple. God is. Finish that sentence any way you like or not at all. It is complete and true either way. God is everything, everyone, everywhere, all the time. Every single organism has an embedded channel of communication that goes back to God, everywhere, all the time. There is nothing anywhere that God does not know. Yes, even that. All of it. All the time. God does not stop for commercial breaks. They didn't miss one single thing. It's your worst fear or your greatest bliss, depending on how you've been living your life. But it doesn't matter. Obviously, God would prefer to hear loving self-talk rather than self-loathing. I mean, of course. After all, God made you, and here you are hating your gift? You are God's gift to you. God created you in their idea of an interesting and unique option, and here you are hating all of it? Or maybe just the thighs. But why? You are unique and special just the way you are. Try a little self-care and start with loving yourself. How can you love others when you deny your own self? Love yourself. Love your Maker. Extend that love outward to other of God's creations. When you judge yourself, you judge God. When you judge others, you judge God. The source of all creation is literally here with you now, hearing your thoughts, having your experience, with you, now, always. They are never not with you. How? God is omnipresent and omniscient, everywhere, knowing everything all the time. Whatever you are comfortable with, that's what God is. It's all for love, for experience, and hopefully for love of the experience. If you're not so proud of the choices you've made, then choose again. It's that simple. God does not judge. God is not angry or mean. God is beyond all that because God is everything all the time. If you need compassion and mercy, God wants to provide that for you. Why? Because God experiences your pain as well as your delight. There is no darkness that God cannot surpass with their light of goodness. Give your Maker a chance to show you how loving and tender they can be when your heart is burdened. Permit yourself to be embraced with a feeling of healing comfort. Sit a while in God's presence while you share your burdens. Then let go of your pains and don't take them up again. Read a comforting book or call a friend. Permit God to speak to you somehow, some way. Keep your mind and your heart open. Release your ego, release your shadows. Just be alone with God and truly expect for some response to come back to you. Confess your heart of that which you are ashamed. You need not say it out loud, for if you simply think of it, God will remember. Share your sincere regret and apologize from the heart. Remember that the one you hurt, another person, creature, or yourself, is one of God's creations. So think of your situation from that perspective. This helps bring about a feeling of sincerity when you apologize. Unburden yourself of the shame, release the shadows, and begin anew. Permit God to be your co-pilot in life, and you will start to make better choices. God is always with you, through your greatest moments and your worst. Through it all, you have not walked alone. You are a piece of God with your own unique personality and ways. How can you judge God for being a part of your intimate moments, for you are God? How can you blame God for being you? If we remove God from you, then your soul would cease to be. You are God, and God is you. You make all the choices with your unique personality and ways. God simply tags along for the ride. The ride is you, and you are the conductor. Would you like to make things easier? Then simply give control to God as your co-pilot. Authorize God to share the steering wheel. You will notice a marked difference in the way you make decisions for yourself. Naturally, for the better, but it might sting a bit when God clears away the toxic relationships that cause you pain. There may be a bit of a band-aid effect, but it will be for highest good if God is your co-pilot. Plug into your power source each day. Download all the love and light you need for the day. Share some with Gaia, for she is God too. Help her to heal so you can all continue to have experiences here. Be well, dear child. Until next time, we send love and light. Letter sent from Archangel Michael. Excerpted from the book God 2.0, Updated Owner's Manual for Humans.